Hey,
How's it going?
so this isn't our normal day that we launch a podcast episode.
This is not. Surprise.
Yeah, hey.
Hey, guys.
So we have a really cool podcast for you guys to listen to. And since you love all the nostalgia of my so-called whatever, I feel like this would be another opportunity for you to get that nostalgia that you need. Don't you think?
Yes, I agree wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
Because let's face it.
Let's face it.
Let's face facts.
Yes.
We all love a playlist.
Yes.
It is the soundtrack to our lives. You know, these songs that we grew up with.
And you think about the song and then you're like, oh, remember that time I was kissing that boy to this song? Or I wanted to kiss the boy, or I wanted to slow dance with him and he just went upstairs and
Right.
I didn't get to slow dance with him.
Right. Exactly. So
I just got a song in my head when I did that.
did you really?
Yeah.
I believe. What song?
I'll be your destiny.
But we talk about this all
Yeah.
the time.
You know what song I'm talking about, right?
No.
Be everything that you need.
Yes. OMG. Yes. Oh, I do know.
Yes.
So we talk about this stuff all the time.
Yes.
And it's really kind of one of the backbones
Right.
of what we do.
It really is. It really is.
So we think that you might enjoy this
Yeah, this new podcast that's coming out. And basically, it involves two hosts, Tracy Clayton and
Akoto Aforiata.
yes, well, and they celebrate their picks for a quintessential 90s playlist and break down the hits of the Backstreet Boys, Mariah Carey, Celine Dion, and A Tribe Called Quest. Oh, and more.
And yes, because you know what?
And much, much more.
The 90s artists,
Yes.
there is an abundance of.
That is the truth.
And we love them.
Like, where's NSYNC in that list?
NSYNC is going to be on that
Yes.
playlist.
Yes.
You know.
Yes.
I know.
Yes.
You know who else is going to be on there?
Who's that?
New Kids on the Block. And we all know. You know what you did, New Kids.
Yes.
You made the 90s for us.
Yes, you did.
You
You started the 90s off with a bang.
Yes, you did.
Let's go out with a bang. So anyway, my 90s playlist launches on October 13th today.
Yay!
On Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and wherever you get your podcasts. And new episodes drop every Tuesday, so subscribe now for all your favorite 90s jams. So we have a clip of what's in store. And so we're going to play that right now.
Right now.
Here it goes.
One of my favorite things about boy bands, I do believe, is how, all of the successful ones have 5 members. Mm-hmm. And each of those 5 members have an assigned archetype. And that those archetypes can pretty much be tracked from boy group to boy group.
This
right?
is so fun. I can't wait to
go
through this exercise.
Can I walk you through the archetypes?
Okay.
So number 1, you have the heartthrob / the sweet one, right? And this is the person that you think about as the face of the group per se, the one who's most likely to go solo. And when you think of the lead singer, it's kind of the one that you think about. Usually a former model, and usually the one who's in the group to draw the screams out of the teenage girls who follow them around and chase them when they're getting on planes, they did in the video.
I get it. Okay.
Right. And in the Backstreet Boys, this would be Nick, right?
Interesting.
Do you agree?
I always thought that it was Brian because Brian to me looked more like a man boy instead of just a boy.
I'm not a man.
I mean, Nick couldn't even grow facial hair at the time.
A man boy. I mean, you know what? Fair.
Too clean of a face.
I hear this.
You know
argument.
what I'm saying?
I do hear this argument.
But I'll take it for what it is. And also, Brian literally started nearly every single song that they came out with.
Fair.
I thought he was the lead singer.
Fair.
But
okay.
Let's move on.
Well, speaking of Brian is generally considered to fill the role, generally now, of the cute one, right? And the cute one is kind of like the second lead singer, as I do believe one of our sister and Destiny's Child would say. He's cute, he's attractive, but not as sexually threatening as the lead is.
Okay.
And he's kind of meant as like a foil to the bad boy that we're going to talk about.
Oh, I see.
Here in a few seconds, right?
I mean,
so,
I stand by the fact that like if you're gonna have somebody, if you're gonna call somebody sexually threatening, they're gonna need to have some facial hair. Like I feel very strongly about that. But hey, whatever.
I'm gonna make some notes here.
Yeah, whatever.
Facial
hair.
Yes. Okay. So we got the cute one, we got the heartthrob. We just mentioned the bad boy. So the bad boy, I think, is the one that we're fighting about.
Okay.
AJ.
Mm-hmm.
AJ is the rebel. He's a little like he's got a rougher edge to him. Like maybe he wears like a leather jacket. Oh my God, he got on a leather jacket.
He was the only one that wore.
I'm pretty sure. Like I just remember him in like dark clothes in general because he had the dark hair. Mm-hmm. Sometimes I'll have a tattoo, probably some form of like tribal tattoo or barbed wire, considering the time of origin.
He also had an incredibly aggressive goatee.
I loved.
Yeah.
Mate, is that why I'm into goatees to this day?
And it was like sharp, like them lines.
It was.
Like,
and
who's
like
AJ's barber?
His face was just like angled, just like carved up and chiseled like a bust. It's just so beautiful.
Shout out to AJ.
Shout out to AJ.
Hey, AJ.
Okay. So don't make me call your husband Kodo.
You're right.
Thank you.
You're right.
Hey, Jay. So that's the bad boy.
Uh-huh.
There's also the older brother, quote unquote. He's still accessible to the screaming girl clientele. You know, it's kind of like the one you would go to for like boy advice on
I see so clearly who this is.
How to talk to AJ.
Yes.
You know?
Also, can you imagine being the older brother of a boy band and like screaming girls are coming at you a mile a minute and all they want to talk about is, what's good with your boy AJ?
I can't.
Like, what's up? Like, should I text? Should I call? Like, how do I, you know what I'm saying? Like, how do I do this? Like, what would you recommend?
I would put myself up for adoption.
Yeah, you got to quit after
that.
Like,
I'm not
like, I'm out.
That's it. However, shout out to Kevin, the older brother. And then you have the shy one. The shy one is, kind of like the quiet one, maybe a little nerdier than the rest of the bands. He's... I say this with love in my heart, right? Because I feel like if I were in a boy band, this is who I would be.
Right.
It's kind of like the person who you're like, okay, I see you here, but like, what you doing here? You know, like how do you fit in with the rest of the group? That's how I self-identify. Is like what am I doing here?
Think
you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think that's absolutely right.
Yeah.
I also feel like this person had fewer amount of devotees.
Yeah,
that might be true. Like,
I think so.
Of everybody who had favorites, they probably had.
But see, that's just because nobody understands us, the quiet ones, the shy ones. You know,
I agree.
Also, we're not out here in the streets looking for all this attention because it makes us kind of uncomfortable. You know,
they don't even want that.
We don't take compliments very well. When I say we, I'm talking about me and myself. Just kind of how I am.
Right.
And that was Howie, of course.
Of course, Howie, whose hair was just so cute. He had the little curly ponytail.
Adorable.
And he was just so earnest. Just a lot of earnestness in the face.
There you go.
You know?
There you go. I feel like if this was like a teen movie from the 90s, the shy one would be the one who like emerges from the shadows after the girl gets dumped by AJ, right? And he's like, well, I always thought you were kind of cool. And it's just like, oh my God. Should I date Howie?
Howie's the one you should marry. Truthfully.
Of course.
Yeah, you should actually marry Howie.
He's going to be better to you.
Yeah.
Howie doesn't mind being a stay-at-home dad.
No.
He doesn't mind at all.
You know what it is about the Howies?
What? Talk to me about the Howies.
It was almost like they didn't want to be in the group. It was like, take it or leave it. You know what I'm saying? Like, exactly. Like, all right, I'm about to do this for 2 albums and like maybe I'll open a laundromat. I don't know. Like, I just don't. I don't want to do this.
For the art,
right, exactly. Like, I like hanging out with my brothers. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to.
The Howies.
I'm not trying to do this.
So what'd you think?
Okay, so first of all, they sound cool.
Yes, they do.
We could definitely chill.
We could. We totally could.
I have opinions.
I have opinions about their boy band breakdown.
Absolutely. And
not saying they're wrong.
No, they're not.
But I have opinions.
They're not wrong.
Right.
But yes, I have opinions as well.
Yes.
And I think that they sound like cool girls to sit down and break bread with.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
So if you like a couple girlfriends talking about nostalgia and 90s like we do here.
Yes.
I think you're going to like Tracy and Akoto.
Yes. I think you will too. Yeah. So anyway, again, my 90s playlist launches today on October 13th. And you can get this podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and wherever you get your podcasts. New episodes drop on Tuesdays. So subscribe.
Yay. We will.
Yes, we will. Talk to you later.
Okay, thanks. Bye.